Check, 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 test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check, test. 1, 2. Check, check, check. 1, 2. Yeah, dapat naman siya mali. So, gano'n na lang siya kuya. Better.
Ito lang. Okay na lang po ito kami.
Kuhanan ko lang
Baka ganun pa yun.
kahit kukuha lang naman ako. Siguro iharap ko muna sa akin. Harap ko muna sa Ilan ba yung attendees natin? Ilan ang attendees natin?
Ano yan? Mga 20 plus. Including na lahat yan.
Sila yung last time natin doon sa ano, no? Sa... Ang tawag doon? Ano yun? Basta, last year.
Okay lang ba yung pasok? Nanisip ko.
Actually, maganda siya. Pero sige.
Maganda siya.
Okay lang. Jive dun sa ano yun, sa location. Thank you. Banners. Thank you.
Sometimes what we do is we get 2 laptops. Or, that's just for Mac. Pero if ang laptop nyo ay Windows, tapos meron siyang connector na HDMI, quicker siya to share specific notes at the back at saka yung kasi yung iba, they just like to see the presentation as isang monitor. Kasi pag nagsasalita silang ganyan, hindi nila makikita na sa likod. Tapos, may mga times naman na they don't want to see the one na notes nila. Tapos like give them
Morning, sir. Good morning. Mind if I take a few snaps of it? Maybe here. So we have a background. Sorry. Are you all gonna be speaking later, sir? Ma'am? Later?
Yeah.
Ayun. All right. Ready. 1, 2. One more. 1, 2. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
mali naman po ay
Sorry.
Since you were with MasterCard, there's so Rapid is a multi-service, and they were looking for card sponsor. Would you know any banks? Yes,
Actually, yung last discussion natin, I think I mentioned that I received
We have a lot of very talented people who were with Security Bank for a significant number of years, but we have to admit that they had to be upskilled, right? So that was one thing. We ran a skills assessment survey. We understood what they were good at, what needed improvement, and then a training plan and a learning path was built for that. And of course, we took a look at how do we address these skills gap. It's not all about training. It would mean we also needed to bring people from outside, right? And we created a technology culture that fosters proactiveness to drive change. So probably as a personal observation when I started, we were very diverse. In technology, there were about 13 leaders, only 2 were Filipinos. And I was brought in primarily because I was servicing enabling segments, and our COO felt that it would be actually a very good mix to bring someone who can really
Thank you. And yeah, I think we're going to have a roundtable discussion now. But yeah, if there's any questions for me now or during the discussion, I'm happy to take those. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Luke, and for Joe also for sharing their workflow. I think we also want to hear something from Rafi, Microfinance. So from the CEO and the CFO, if you have any journey regarding hyperstacks and oradian, so feel free to share them on right now here in the class.
Well, maybe I share a little bit about Rafi and then give it to Iris for more on the automation and the processes and the progress that we are already embarked on. For Rafi Microfinance, so we are Philippine-based microfinance institution with 320 branches across the country, 27 years of history, serving about 380,000 borrowers across anything from south of Manila all the way down to Davao across the country. We embarked on this transformation journey about 2 years ago, and it came from how we were to respond for clients' needs, and it's very much like what you said, that is demographic change. Our clients much more digital savvy. How can we respond? How can we be their bank the next 20 years, including on the last 27? And that was the challenge that we put out to ourselves, and how can we develop for the next couple of decades that we want to be around. And this transformation journey that started, and we started with the people, and then the technology. Good partners working with Oradian, and we like Oradian just for the innovation and the ease of use, and then also because they bring a round table together, but instead of a rectangular table for that. So thinking outside of the box is always good. And then our approach is a little bit different. Instead of building everything in-house, even though we always have the high confidence that we can do that, but we do rely on partners. And that's why we're working with hyperstack to enable us to actually deliver faster. Because we do realize, yes, there's a cost benefit and ROI and everything that we want to do, but we do put a value on time. And to be able to deliver something faster to the market and to our clients, we value that and we equate that to a high return. And we realize that by the time we build internal capabilities, all that realize it's something better to outsource and work with a like-minded partner, like hyperstacks, and in the case of parts of the digital journey. So that's in a nutshell for Rafi Microfinance, but I will pass it to Iris because she's really the authority in our organization when it comes to the details of the the processes and how to
Started in
make sure.
2021 when you really focus on the people first. Was there like a lot of challenge that you went through getting the right people to be on board, to follow that same, vision that you wanted for the security bank to grow the way it is right now?
Probably a lot. I think it was also the timing of transformation because when we were doing it, similar to you, we were running a lot of projects, 19 of which were strategic. 19 strategic projects were running while we built the team and while we were establishing the process. So when I stepped in, what I saw was it required a lot of collaboration. That was actually key. So it sounds very basic. It required a lot of collaboration because I would have a project manager who didn't know how to secure a contracted worker, for example. And the process was changing, so they didn't know how to. So a lot of navigation and guidance had to happen. And because we built a very well-distributed architecture, it also meant that for you to get a user journey done, you have to really collaborate. So I think that was one thing, building that community and that culture of collaboration, just making sure that everybody steps into their role, understands their role, and gets into the game of being part of a very big puzzle. Because that's actually transformation, and you will become a part of a very big team that actually services certain specialization points.
So I had the opportunity to, well, at the time that I joined the institution, it was the 8th largest credit card issuer in the Philippines. And if you take a look at their portfolio, it was an okay portfolio. For those of you guessing, I'll say that it's RCBC number.